for a lot more. So say you buy a foreclosure for
Mhm.
120,000,
Mhm.
and it appraises for 200,000. At what point do you have to stop paying PMI because your equity goes up even with a lower down payment, right?
Was that recording okay? The
Yes.
yeah.
Except you either need to back up or back to Steve.
Okay, this is a good question, Jason. Do you remember how to answer that?
Which one?
Mark, do you mind repeating what you said?
Yeah, so say you buy a house for the conventional loan, it's like a foreclosure, it's under market value. So say you buy it for 125,000, something like that. It appraises for 200,000, and you put say like 5% or 10% down. You get to quit paying PMI because you got 20% equity, even though you're putting less than 20% down.
How much is the house appraised? So the house, the equity levels up to 20%? So the equity in the house is 20.
Yeah, but-
Oh no! What happens is this: even though the equity is there,
So
it's
recording?
it based on what the house or the loan amount initially.
Initially, that's right.
Initially, so what you do is you pay your stuff 6 months because usually they want you to have 6 months of clean payments, no lates, no slow pays, and then you can pay for a new appraisal, and then they'll factor that in. Then you can get the PMI to drop off.
No. What happens is that when you're buying a home, they go off of the lower of the two, the price or the value, the lower of the two, not the higher. So the price is going to be lower than the value in that case. So that's how they base the PMI. So you can have it removed. Usually, if you have timely payments of 6 months to a year, by getting a new appraisal done. So
I told someone that today, and I didn't even know that was correct. So I guess I was right. I didn't want to, oh, let me get back to you on that,
okay. I'm going to review the test with you, and so I just want to remind you guys that how well that you do on this is gonna translate into your paycheck. And just keep that in mind, that if you care about your income and your future and your life and your spend the time to learn it, man. Scott's been sitting down and analyzing the test. I know some of you guys have a pipeline and you can't do that all day, but thank you, sir. Oh, is this yours?
No, that's
Okay. Thank you so much, man. But because you could be missing deals or pre-approving the wrong thing or packaging the wrong type of loan, and so basically, if you go through the test and think back, it can teach you a lot of stuff, and like I've always said, to the degree of your commitment is going to determine how well you do. Our friend Mr. Alberto's gone, and you see, because he wasn't committed, and it was evident though, right? Everyone agreed it was pretty. Do we see the difference? With him and somebody that's sort of a superstar, a rising star. And so it's important that you do all you can, and then you're gonna be successful, and then you're gonna pull down big money. You see the guys that are here that are doing well. They understand how to structure a loan, and that's what we had a long conversation about this last night. It's not just about selling. It's not. That's not what this job's just about. You also have to know how to structure deals. And so I'm going to keep reinforcing this until you guys become a master at it, until you get sick of me talking about it. Because, to me, getting a loan is not hard. Right? There's people who are just calling you all day, left and right. You're having to shoot people off with a stick to see if they can qualify. Finding loans isn't really a problem. We teach you how to overcome objections and sell. I think that understanding the components and the more the technical side is vital too, and learning how to talk to people is very important. And at the end of the day, it's multi-dimensional, right? You have to have so many shades. That's why Robert De Niro is one of the best actors, because he's multi-dimensional. And so and it's the same with this job. It's not just about one thing. And so, to me, in my mind, when I analyze because I like to do, you know, self-analysis on where we're at with different people, and I think that this is an area of weakness that we need to confront. You know, so we can get better. Wouldn't you agree? What do you think, Steve?
With the knowledge of structuring a loan?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think the product knowledge is critical, because I think the more confident and competent we are with the knowledge of the product that we're selling, it's gonna come through with the ability to sell it on the phone as well. Because you're not sitting there wondering if you know how to do it. You know how to do it. Now it's getting that message to the consumer, so.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna start from the. Okay. Did you only print up to 144?
Should be 191.
This one's up to 144.
I have to take mine.
Okay. You mind? So.
No, there's no problem at all.
This one's 144 too.
Yeah, it's, you have to copy it and paste it into a Word document and then print it from there, because for whatever reason, it cuts off early.
No.
Do you have the last of that? The 190th?
I know that.
Yeah, well, I didn't know it either, so I think it happened last week when we did the test.
190?
Well, no, 140 to 190.
Taking over your file.
Let's just make copies of those. Something weird with the printer or something.
So, but I do know they submitted an offer because I started cleaning up the file and spreading it.
How do I print with the long paper?
How did you do it with the long paper? Just select it?
Yes. What is it? Tray 3 or tray 2? Tray 2.
Do I click that on the?
Yeah. Are you copying it for Angela or am I?
No, because the one that I grabbed wasn't even
See
mine.
this one?
That's why I was looking, like, I didn't have these answers.
Oh, someone probably printed it multiple times.
Yeah, Lauren didn't, she wasn't able to make it to the, Office Depot to get paper yet. She said she got busy.
Oh, Natalia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she told me to go to Luann's. So
Okay.
Luann's. That's where Luann.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, well, I think from the look of, I just looked at her.
How's business for you, man?
Most likely it's gonna be FHA.
Getting a lot in,
Okay.
but it's
So,
it's
yeah,
a lot of
most like
work.
now.
I got like so much that I gotta work on
Okay.
with like loans that I've got in or got in processing and keep up to date on that.
Okay, cool.
Because yeah, once they're in, you know, you gotta get them closed, and so that's taking up a lot of my time now. 'Cause it's just a lot of files.
You know,
Go through
but
data,
then
make
this
sure
what I
they're
wanna
up to
do.
date.
You work with
Because I'm
Prisciliano
actually
and
on
Tyron?
right now, but I saw my phone
Yeah.
ringing and I knew it was you guys, and so I came back. So basically, once I get done
Yeah,
with
so
that, I'm
most of my
actually gonna be
stuff's
out the
with
office.
Prisciliano
But
now,
you
but
take
it's
down my
like-
cell phone number, I'll answer her if you
Tyron.
call me.
Okay.
But that's a huge help. It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, once you start funding $1 million plus a month,
Gotcha.
you know, consecutively, then, you know, you look at getting your own assistant.
yeah.
You know, we were renting out the upstairs office and they have private suites up there.
15.
Yeah. I'm at
Bowie.
in contracts and
WIE.
we'll, there's a few that had that could be delayed, but for December, contracts in up to $2 million.
Wow.
But
That's pretty.
I gotta get it closed, so that's my prime focus.
Okay, I'll see you got it in here in the file. Okay, I'll send it right now.
Well, I mean, he's put the time in, man. I mean, you should, if you're serious about what you're doing, there should be no reason why you're not doing that. I mean, you know.
How long have you been?
I've been here since March.
That's incredible.
Thank you so much.
You gotta
March,
remember,
March.
at 2 million, too, there's 22,000 in commission. 'Cause
That's what I'm saying, right? That's even. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
That was, Ortiz.
Oh, okay. Okay, is she cool?
Oh, she loved me.
Who is it, Holly?
Hallie.
Yeah, Holly's
And then I
good.
talked to the other one, they was like, oh, you speak English? I said, see.
Thank you so much. Okay. All right, so this is go into this. I want to actually do something different. I want to go from the back up. So So, later, John. Have a good evening, man. So, let's take a look and see. All right, now, this question was posed right here, 191. If an appraisal, in order for an appraisal to go through, we must. What was the correct answer? We see what the correct answer is, but who had questions about that? In order for an appraisal to go through, what do we need? Who missed that, by the way? You missed it? Okay. Steve, did you get it? Okay. Nick, Jason?
I got it right. It makes sense to me.
I'm pretty sure I don't have that last page, but I'm pretty sure I felt really comfortable.
Scott? You got it? Okay. So let's just go over real quick. Okay, yes, if you're, when you order an appraisal on a home, you have to have two comps. And it shows the answer in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's in print all the way to the.
Oh, okay.
Can I get my notepad and write it
Sure,
down?
sure, absolutely, man, yeah. Yeah, you have to have two comps similar to the subject property that have sold within the last 6 months, okay? And within the area of the home, so basically, those are two things right there. That one thing you wanna find out when you're talking to the realtor or to the seller is find out if there's other sales in the area that are similar to that home. Okay, Mark, tell them your story real quick about how you had a perfect credit, excellent borrower, and the deal got denied because of the property.
Yeah, it was 177,000, super clean, went through processing. It was like one of the cleanest loans that like smooth, came back with like almost no conditions, got approved by our bank, and then, or no, it got approved and then they finally, like the underwriter, just didn't accept the appraisal. It was actually, I think it was, I don't remember that. I think that one was a USDA one. And it actually got approved by our bank, and then the USDA declined the appraisal. They just didn't accept the appraisal. They said
Okay,
that-
but because it was a log cabin and it was a unique property.
No, I think that was one of Rustin's, the log cabin one.
No, I thought yours was like 1,100 square foot house?
It was like a small house on like a lot of land.
Yeah.
And there weren't comparable homes.
You had no
in the area.
comps.
Yeah, so it was like a one bedroom. And,
One bedroom house?
And yeah, and then a whole lot of land, like on basically like farmland type stuff. And
Okay.
yeah, the underwriters basically said that it appraised out too. It actually passed the appraisal, but then they looked at the appraisal and they said these homes don't make sense when you compare them
Comparables
to
don't make sense.
to the house because it was like different bedrooms, different
Mhm.
structure.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what you gotta find out. And the other thing is that, the comps have to be, the proximity has to be justified. You can't go and get, comps from Walden right here and then go over there to Kingwood to go get comps. That doesn't make any sense. And so sometimes some rural areas, if it's justified, they can do that, but they generally want the comps within a mile, of the home. But they're gonna check and see why, if the appraisers went to different subdivisions. Because that doesn't make sense to the, just from a value standpoint, why would you go to another subdivision to get the value?
So is that like when you ask for a appeal or something like that?
Oh,
What's
you
the- what's
can't, no, you mean, well, no, that's if the house isn't appraised out, and you can ask for, you can file, an appeal.
Okay.
But you want to be able to read that on the appraisals too, because that's where mine, it appraised out, like the appraiser came back and said, we support the value, but the underwriter looked at the appraisal and said, these houses don't make sense. So that's where when I talk to people now, if they're looking at some house in some weird place or something really unique, I'm like, okay, let's get a realtor and find some comparable properties before we get this deep in the process.
Yeah, and so the other thing is that you see it says on the last part of their appraisal, is subject to. So basically, does everyone know what the difference between subject to and as is?
Not really, can you go
Okay.
further?
Then you probably didn't get this one right then. 'Cause,
Probably not.
Yeah, so if in the appraisal, it says, in the notes, if it says subject to, that means that the home needs repair, subject to completion. So we can't close on the deal, until that is cured, and then their appraiser changes it to as is. Okay? So if you see in the fine print of the appraisal by the market value, it says subject to, it needs the, there's something wrong with the house that needs to get fixed, and the appraiser needs to go back out there and re-inspect it, and then check it off and make sure that's okay, and then he'll change it to as is. Okay?
And that has to be done before it closes.
Of course. Yeah, unless you're doing like an escrow repair loan. So, medical disputes for FHA loans, anyone miss that?
I hit the wrong button. I know I
Wait,
hit
did I
the
do
wrong
that?
button. It was true.
What'd you
Oh,
get?
that's true. Yeah. There's another one.
Yeah, medical disputes for FHA, they don't count.
False. I mean true.
Now, medical disputes for USDA, do those count?
Yes.
So medical disputes for USDA count, but medical disputes for FHA don't.
Correct.
You just pull it out of dispute.
Yeah, but it's just interesting that you have two very similar products, and one of them, it doesn't matter if you have medical accounts in dispute, or the other one, it does matter.
Do you know why, what the reasoning on the loan?
I'm
would be for
sorry.
that?
Oh, no, no, you're
paper.
okay. Oh,
We
yeah,
go all the
yeah,
way.
that's all right.
Not really. I mean, to justify it, I'm not sure the rationale. I mean, maybe they haven't caught up with FHA. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense, but maybe they think that why are you putting that in dispute? Because medical collections on their own right aren't even accounted against them regardless. So why, I guess, why is it in dispute then? So this one right here, question 188. Borrower makes $7,000 income, has a $2,000 mortgage, $1,500 in debts. What's his debt ratio?
40%.
Did anyone miss that? Steve? Nick?
I can remember mine stops at 184. I think I missed a page.
If you didn't back the 700 out of the 1,500,
Right.
you were gonna get it wrong.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that was the,
Well, yeah, because a lot of people, they're including rent into their debt ratio. You don't include rent. So on a manual USDA loan, 5,000 income, what's the max house payment allowed? Steve, what'd you get?
1450.
Anybody miss that?
listed. I wasn't sure how to calculate it.
You just take 5,000, multiply by 0.29.
Okay.
Cause I noticed that some of us are weak on ratios. What'd you get, Adrian?
I got 1450.
Okay, because you know that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you look at the matrix a lot. So, good. So, if a customer has a $300 collection dispute that's 3 years old, can he do a USD loan with a GUS approval?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It's under $1,000.
It's under
and
$1,000.
3 years old.
Well, USDA it has to be under 500. FHA is 1,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and it's over 2 years old. That's right. That's good. So remember, with FHA, it's $1,000 for accounts in dispute, and USDA it's 500. FHA has no age limit for the dispute. USDA does. It has to be over 2 years. So, and when we're looking at the age, we're looking at the DLA. You know, the date of last activity, all the way to the right on the credit report. So, what's this question right here? Bank statement loan program. Okay. How does it work? So, Adrian, tell me how it works.
Okay, so I know for sure must be self-employed for at least 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I got this question wrong. I put the personal bank statements, you can get credit for 100% of it. I'm not sure if is that correct?
Yeah.
And then the business bank statements, I said 50% of deposits.
Right.
And then I knew that part, but this part must tally all deposits and divide by 2 years to determine monthly income. But
I got-
that's
Can I-
that's
I got the
incorrect.
answer wrong, but because it said no tax, one of them had no tax returns, one of them
Yeah.
freaking tricks.
Can I ask you this question? Is why are personal bank statements not allowed if they're purchasing a home for personal reasons?
Why are personal bank statements not allowed? No, you can use personal, but you have to be self-employed.
Because must be self-employed, personal bank statements not allowed.
That's what I Yeah, that's what it's saying the answer is.
Mhm.
It says the correct answer is must be self-employed for at least 2 years, no tax returns required. Personal bank statements not allowed.
Must be self-employed for at least 2 years, no tax returns required, personal bank statements not allowed, business bank statements get 50% of, must tally all deposits and divide by 2 years. No, if they, this must be a mistake that I made, the personal bank statements are allowed, I gotta fix that.
Yeah, can I put that right?
Because you get 100% of your personal.
Get 100% and then 50%
Oh.
of
50% of
Yeah,
business.
but you have to be, you still have to be self-employed though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually got the answer right.
So does that boost my,
and then mine was right.
does that boost my score up to what, an 82.9?
Answer should be, must be self-employed at least 2 years, personal bank statements, you get credit 100% of deposits, business
Yeah,
is 50%.
that's right.
And
That's
then
right.
must tally.
Must tally.
Okay, so what I just
Now,
okay,
now
okay.
here's, let me tell you guys
I was
this
like, wait a
though,
second.
yeah, no tax returns required, that's the benefit. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need any tax returns on that, so if it comes up.
So how do you verify that if they are,
Bank statements.
It's bank statement, so you
What
take
the-
what is in there.
no, but how do you verify that they, it's like they're on their own business, if they're using their personal statements?
They put 30% down?
No,
He said it with confidence too.
No, I'm just, yeah.
Yeah.
The
the
drawing-
business.
no, what you're getting a copy of their DBA,
Okay,
their sole proprietorship. I
Okay,
mean,
that's
they're
right.
getting a copy of something that they have. It'll say, you know, on the bank statement, maybe, you know, Nick Cabuto, Inc., or Nick Cabuto doing business as, you know, Johnny's Carpets or whatever, Nick's Carpets or whatever. So there'll be something on there like that to that effect. So, okay, a lot of people miss this one. If my home's worth $100,000, I want to do a Texas cash out. I'm gonna fix 185, by the way, guys.
Awesome.
Okay.
So, on a Texas cash out, how much can you go up to?
80,000, baby.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know.
I got 80,000,
Okay.
but apparently it was 85.
No, it's 80.
No, no, it's
Meaning,
80.
meaning you can pull
See, I
80,000.
know, I don't
You
even have my
have
paper, but I know I
20%
put
equity.
85.
Well, I-
No, no, no,
You can pull
no.
80.
That's one, we're on 184, bro.
84?
This
Well,
one.
wait.
right here.
Oh, the one I can't see? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we were at 1.
Okay, you remember in Texas that you can only do conventional loans in Texas for cash out. So, and it's 80% max LTV.
Got one of those right now.
Yeah.
Conventional only, right?
Mm-hmm. That girl is
Yeah,
a real
I
crap.
need to add some more test questions for that,
So,
but,
Do I have to take
I
a
missed,
next
I missed 83, because I have applied the
Hey, you're getting
logic of
smarter,
84
dude.
to it.
Right?
hey, I'm educating you, man, so you can make more money.
You're right.
You wanna make more money?
Make more money,
Okay,
man.
so, I'm sorry, 83, yes, my home's worth 100,000, I wanna do FHA, what can you go up to?
I put 80. I didn't know you could go up to 85.
Yeah, you can go up to 85,000, 85% LTV with FHA cash outs. Now, that's a cost across the country except for Texas, right? Because Texas, you can't do FHA cash outs. Now, you can do FHA refi, just refinancing the balance and lowering the rate, or the change in the term, but you can't do an FHA, is that thing recording?
Yeah.
Is it counting?
Yeah.
You see a
Yes.
counter? Okay.
Yep.
When it hits 30 minutes, stop it, because if it gets too big, it's hard to upload. So, and we're gonna just break it down in segments. All right, so, okay. If, on a USDA loan, someone that has, been paying on a judgment for 3 months, can they get a USDA loan?
What number is that?
Yes, true.
182.
It's true.
Is that true, guys?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Why is that true?
They've been making 3 months of payments.
Right. Okay. So yeah, 3 months monthly payments. For gift funds to be acceptable, they must, what?
Front and back,
Copies of front and back.
side to
Bank
side,
statement.
and borrower's bank statement.
Copy of the front and back of the donor's check and bank statement and borrower's bank statement. Okay? So if they tell you, well, Steve, I'm not giving you that, he's not gonna show me the bank statement. He ain't gonna do it. He'll give you the check, but he's not gonna show you everything he buys. He doesn't want you to see it. So, I mean, what do you do?
I had a situation where they were asking that.
And what'd you tell him? Shut up?
No, I told him that, I mean, he's going to have to if you want to get the house. So
Oh.
she ended up doing it.
I mean, what do you wanna do? It's do or die, yeah or nay.
It happened with Scotty Jones.
Yeah.
He didn't want to get up off the couch and go.
It's a shame that that's gonna keep you from getting into that house, kinda how much you want it.
Yeah, you're doing a government loan, man. The thing is, it's not just a back alley deal, man. So it's a real deal, and so yeah, I mean and that's something that they do come down hard on. Sometimes, you know, some underwriters, like if you wire the money to the title company, they may not request it, but still they can come back and ask. You gotta understand this, that, okay, FHA has their guidelines. The underwriter can come back and ask whatever they want. They can add as much as they want to it if they don't feel comfortable with the loan. So it's very important that when we structure the deal, we make the underwriter feel very comfortable, because they can add additional overlays or requests on top of it. And that's one thing the processors do. Sometimes they'll battle with the underwriter to waive conditions, you know, and so because they won't agree with them, and sometimes I have to get involved to waive some of the, you know, to get the deal closed, because but they have to be very careful, because they don't want, it's kind of like, you know, crossing the streams and Ghostbusters. They don't want the originators, you know, trying to communicate with underwriters on, you know, that type of thing. And so there's a good separation. That's why you guys can't order VOEs that are being submitted into processing. You can only order a VOE for initial, but your VOE can't be used for processing, because they think that, okay, maybe, you know, this guy could fudge the numbers or something, you know. So it's not that you're gonna do it, it's just for compliance.
Understand.
So, but you can do it for a look-see, but you can't, that loan, that your VOE can't go to the underwriter.
The one from.
Anything you've ordered, the loan can get it, but not you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because it's different departments, and so, but they look at all those kind of things. And so yes, I mean, that's how it works. Okay, so is it true, Sean, we can use a gift for reserves?
No.
Right. So I've heard that a lot recently too. I'm getting a gift for reserves, and
I'll let me in 30 days.
And what if you let it season?
well, yeah, and that's a different story. Yeah.
If there's a
Because
down payment,
that's what I was thinking.
Yes,
So
but
that's why I put-
right. No, but I mean, no. Of course, if you're yes, that's obviously what you want to do, is let it sit in there. But I've seen, like, the way they're trying to put the loan together is, let's use that for reserves and show them the 1003 as a gift, and that's not going to work.
Right.
So okay, Nick, what's an escrow repair loan?
Escrow repair loan is, basically it's up to 5,000 in repairs
Okay.
for necessary items, so nothing luxury.
Right. Okay. So tell me more.
I mean, it can't be anything structural, you know, basic stuff, roof that needs to be fixed, a little bit of plumbing and stuff like that. And
Okay.
can be, you know,
What
stuff
is,
on-
okay, I understand. What are like some of the other things, like, I mean, so, like, can the buyer do the work?
No, buyer cannot do the work. You have
Okay.
to have bids and contractors involved. They have to be licensed and,
Okay, okay. And is there a time frame that the work needs to be done?
within 30 days.
Okay, okay. And let's say that there's money left over from the job, the repair work, what happens with that money?
Okay, well, the money that, it'll be actually refunded back. If, once he puts in his 50%, if there's
Okay.
money left over, this can be refunded back, basically.
Okay. So, and one of the things on this, guys, if you do these type of loans, the house has to appraise for that addition. So let's say you buy a house for 100 and the work's $5,000. Well, the house has to appraise for you, if it's USDA, for 105. Because you're adding the repair into the loan, you know? So, and you can do an escrow repair for FHA, VA, and USDA.
But for USDA, you can only do the 5,000. You can't do up to that 35,000. Right?
No, that's a different
That
loan.
is
That's a 203K. That's a separate type of loan. And so that's, yeah, this is still a 203B loan.
B. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a 203.
Yeah, this is a 203B loan. This is not a 203K.
Okay.
The reason why do people want to do this, because it's easier to close on this.
This is the escrow repairs, the tool.
That's 203B, yes, sir. Let me see here real quick. Steve, what constitutes an investment property?
Where's that?
177.
177. You can't occupy the home, 15% down minimum, or starts at 15% down. The price of home has to be less than your current home, and it cannot be a resort destination.
Okay, so does anyone have any questions about what constitutes an investment property?
What's the whole? I got this answer right, but what's the whole thing about it cannot be a resort destination?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so basically the main thing here is that what we don't want you guys to do is confuse investment property with second homes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because